Hey folks, how you doing? It's Recepit from the Weekly Trending Fandom Show. We're basically getting our act together for this week's show. Having a lot on the go. Who's our guest again today? Anthony. How do you pronounce?
Sullivan.
Sullivan sounds good to me. And Anthony Sullivan will be on today's show, and followed by next week Eddie Osborne. Should be lots of fun. So anyway, stay on by as we run around the studio and try to fix things up, and should be tons of fun for all. Anyway, just doing a quick mic check. Mic seems to be pretty good. What the hell happened there? There we go. Fix that. Actually, we'll take care of that. Delete that. Back over here. We're still broadcasting, which is great. And of course, if you're just tuning in, we're running a little bit behind today. We'll have stuff to give away and everything else like that, maybe, for all good little listeners. And should be tons of fun. Mr. Kennedy, can I get your friend up for the shot? There we go. Hello.
You have lights today.
Not for long.
Oh, you're gonna show them off again?
Of course.
I hate this food. Oh,
Want me to frame me up a little better, or are you okay with that?
I'm in there.
Okay, you're right.
The box.
Lights going on. Oh no, shoot.
Okay, we'll go on in a minute then.
Sure.
Yay! So done over with.
Anthony Sullivan. Sullivan. So have a good show, my friend.
Hopefully.
Oh, really?
Sweet emotion.
Zeus. Make it in your butt. Oh, it's falling apart.
20 seconds.
Yep, ready to rock. Ready to rock. Oh. Check the shades are on.
Makes everything high definition.
Good.
4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, we're live!
Woo! We're live, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in to CKMS Sound FM 100.3 in the FM dial. This is the weekly trending fandom show being broadcast every Tuesday from noon until 2. And like always, I am the one, the only, the magnificent superstar known as Recepit. And of course, keeping us out of trouble, twisting the dials and making sure things running right, is the one, the only, Mr. Kennedy!
Awesome, you just made everyone go deaf.
There you go. And as I said before, this is CKMS on FM broadcasting through 100.3 on the FM dial. Plus, on top of that, if you don't have your radio handy, you can listen to us live on the air through CKMSSoundFM.ca. And again, that's SoundFM.ca. Plus, on top of that, we are on the Rogers Network at 946. Plus, on top of that, if you want to get a little more interactive, you can do as such by actually seeing us at www.ustream.tv/channel/Recepit. That's spelled RCEHOPPE. And if you're also Twitter friendly, literate, and trending, and everything else like that, you can send us a quick tweet at Ryan_Kennedy.
Yes, send us song requests. Lots and lots of song requests because we'll love to play them for you.
And of course, if you like your message, we may read it on the air.
Yeah.
So,
Make a good one.
today's a busy show, Mr. Kennedy. And how you doing, by the way?
Pretty good. This is the third day of July,
Yeah.
and it was a very, I guess, patriotic weekend for me.
Was it a good weekend?
Was it a weekend?
Was it a good weekend?
It was a good weekend. Yes,
Excellent.
it
What
was.
did you do, sir?
I kind of celebrated Hops, I guess you could say.
Did
I
you?
went to the downtown Kitchener celebration
Oh, that's awesome.
where Courage by Love played.
Oh, that's
It's a
cool.
cool band for
They're
sure.
not a bad little band
A lot
from
of
the
people-
region.
No. And then I hopped my way over to the Cambridge Riverside Park, check out the festivities there.
And how'd that go, sir?
I think it was definitely, kudos to them, definitely put on a great event because they had a midway. They had, of course, had the PWA wrestling event right
Awesome.
smack dab in the middle of the park for everyone to check out. And then lots of different snacks and vendors. And
Were
of
there free
course,
snacks and vendors?
no.
Ah, damn those eyes!
But of course, top it all off, beautiful fireworks display
That's
show. Once it hit nighttime, they turned off the big stadium lights off, and it was a great show. So kudos to Cambridge for putting on a good show. I mean, wrestling, midway, carnival rides, a zipper-like Ferris wheel. Yeah, and a lot of people showed up for it. So kudos to Cambridge. Usually, personally, I go to Columbia Park.
Oh, yeah?
But I always feel that just way too many people show up there, and it's just pure madness.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
always festivities
Jamaican
there.
trans fats.
And hey, if anyone went out to Columbia Park this year, or whatever you went out to this year, hey, tweet in what you did, what you liked,
Yeah.
and maybe next year we'll check it out. And
For sure. We also like invitations here at the Weekly Trending Fandom Show. So if you want us to see your actual event, just send us a quick tweet at Ryan_Kennedy. We're more than happy to attend your event and maybe broadcast on the air if you like it or not. So anyways, lots of stuff. On my end of things here, unfortunately, I had a very non-productive weekend. Just sat at home and unpacked diligently as much as I possibly can. I have too much stuff, man. And on top of all that, I'm having problems with my landlord currently. Just moved into the place, and I'm already having issues already. And I felt something very interesting about that. I found out that Section 12, Subsection 2 of the Tenant Protection Act clearly states that if the landlords give you a copy of the lease, you don't have to pay them rent. But of course, when they give you a copy of the lease, then you have to pay them in full. So right now I'm scrapping my landlord, which I'm too happy with. But however, it
you
was
think
a
he
really...
listens to the show?
I'm sorry?
You think he listens to the show?
Well, if he doesn't, he should be shortly. I can start a new segment basically stating, do you not like your landlord and what are they doing now? Or something along those lines. So the thing is that people have any stories they want us to share, again, just hit us up at Ryan_Kennedy and we'll get a hold of you and talk about that. So I think it's more important to educate our listeners as much as we possibly can, especially in dealing with, scum landlords and other stuff in those particular aspects, if you know what I mean. So again, not too happy with my current landlord, but however, I'm hoping for positivity and stuff like that. But however, we all know that maybe a bit shooting for the sky.
If you prefer Facebook to communicate with us, you can also hop on there, facebook.com/weeklytrendingfandom.
Do we have a Facebook group?
Yes, we do.
Sweet.
And like us on there while you're there.
Love us! Not just like us, love us. Subscribe to all of our ramblings like madmen. But however, so let's see here. So we have a special guest on the show today. He is Anthony Silverman, and he will hopefully be joining us within the half hour. And he'll be coming in and talking about TCW. And hopefully that will be a lot of fun to talk about. And of course, other wrestling shenanigans that are going on within the true sphere of wrestling.
Well, Anthony, if you're listening on your radio and you're right here, we're on the other side of the mention of Waterloo Street. I know that the numbers just are weird, and they kind of repeat
Let's
themselves.
talk about that for a quick second. The thing is that there are 2 Waterloo Streets and 2 addresses here at CKMS. So the thing is that we're more closer towards Rogers Street within Waterloo than Waterloo Street that's in Kitchener. So the thing is that if you're hearing Anthony, go to the Waterloo Street that's closer towards Rogers. And is that Rogers Street or Rogers Ave? You know what it is?
Not too sure. My only advice is make sure to go to 142 Waterloo, in Waterloo, not Kitchener. Just keep going.
Another one belongs to a very nice lady who lives in a blue house.
Yes.
Versus our mega media complex that we have here at the station.
She should have a little sign saying, "This is not Sound FM."
Yeah, exactly. Please move on. You are one city behind. Or an arrow pointing in the opposite direction. So hopefully, again, Anna will be joining us. And of course, next week, as I said once before, we'll have the one, the only, what's his name again?
Eddie Osborne.
There you go. Eddie Osborne coming to the show. Trying to build up some stuff.
Yeah.
So,
he's going to come in and talk about his big event.
That's right.
His anniversary event, actually, Summer Assault.
That's right.
So he'll give us a rundown of who you'll be seeing and what to expect, and just an overall maybe history of PWA, where it's been, where it is now, and where it's going.
No, I think that. Is there a website?
Of course, yeah. pwacanada.com.
Perfect. So those people who are online and trending, stop on by that particular website. There'll be more information. But what's the event called again?
Summer Assault.
Summer Assault. There you go. So should be tons of fun. So as we're waiting here for Anthony,
July 28th, FYI.
July 28th for Summer Assault.
There you go. Yep. Their 7th year anniversary. That's how long.
That's a long time.
This promotion has been around in the Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario region. Just been here for a long time, and here they are celebrating it, 7th anniversary. I mean,
whereabouts is Summer Assault going to be this year?
The Alpine Club.
The Alpine Club.
Yes,
Where is the Alpine Club, my friend?
One of the many fest halls people like to go to. I believe it's. If you want the exact directions, just give me a moment.
Give us a roundabout type of way. Because what listeners actually go to the website, get a couple of hits for the actual website itself, and of course explore the roster and other fantastic things that this website person has to offer.
Well, for exact directions, just go to the website pwacanada.com. But the address, and you can find it here on the website, is 464 Maple Avenue, and it's the Alpine Club. And if you're a regular Oktoberfester, it's one of the fest halls that. Exactly, but this time around.
Leave the chicken hat at home.
Wrestling match.
Leave the Buddha Eisen at home as well. Yeah. Goodness gracious. So, anyways,
tickets are for sale.
Tickets are on sale.
Make sure to hop on there. And
I'm assuming you had a link for that to buy tickets online.
Yeah, it's all on the website. PWA Canada, and heck, they even have a contest where you can enter in for a chance to win.
Really? What's the contest all about, Mr. Candy?
Just click the link. Win tickets to Summer Assault. Easy as that, and just fill out the form here. It's actually a little trivia question, but I won't give out the answer or anything. But if you know the answer, you have a shot to win tickets.
Sweet.
So
this sounds very involved and very cool on all levels, man.
But again, when Eddie comes in, he'll tell us more about it and what to expect, and just an overall retrospective of PWA Canada for those that have never heard of the company before, but are interested in checking it out. He'll answer questions.
Support your own local initiatives, and this is one of them.
Exactly.
That's right. So, what should we talk about first, or do you want to take a quick break here?
Well, since we're on the subject of wrestling, and that's one of the... We'll talk about mainstream wrestling maybe.
For sure.
Perhaps first.
Alright.
Now.
Or do you want to take a quick break and stall for time?
No.
No? You don't want to do that?
Let's go into it.
Alright, let's go.
Why not?
Hit it, man. Hit it. I'm without cable still. So
I know. That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, have you been watching it all? Okay.
Of course I haven't.
Alright. So, but just to let you know, you know John Laurinaitis is now out of power.
John Laurinaitis.
You got it. So
interim manager.
You're not no missing
longer
anything. Well,
interim manager.
I'd say you're not missing anything if he was still in power, but no. What they've been doing lately is doing guest general managers every week.
Yep.
And this week's, it's general manager will be Teddy Long.
Awesome.
Your favorite, actually.
It is my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. And
Swagger to his watch.
Last week it was Vicky Guerrero, and
before that was our man, the one, the only hardcore legend that we interviewed, known as Mick Foley.
Yeah, you got it. So every week they'll be doing a guest host, pretty much.
That's cool.
Now this week's episode was pretty cool, I guess.
Was
Monday Night Raw.
Was this the 100?
No, we're 3 episodes away.
All right, so I gotta get my collective stuff together for that 3-hour.
I'm excited.
Grand Bonanza. Well, I'm a little excited too, because I've been wrestling deprived for the last 3 weeks, and now I gotta go online and try to find it.
You can actually go back and watch the.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a Ryan Kennedy here and just watch the last 3 because I like Mick Foley, which is awesome.
They actually pulled a little trivia. They said if you were to watch every episode of Monday Night Raw back to back straight, watch everything from the beginning, all 997 episodes.
Yeah, there you go.
It would take you 72 days straight.
72 days
straight.
The
episode 1 is the current episode.
You would die.
You would die. Keep watching it non-stop. They didn't say, I guess commercial free, I guess, for watching it. But there you go. If you do something.
If you want to do something more than what we're doing, And I guess the question is, do we need to go back in time to watch all, what is it, 72 days or 74 days?
Be 72 days.
So I was right, 72 days. So basically watching all 72
All
days
day,
of Raw.
every day.
My head would explode.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be like, I don't know what, it'd be like, I think it'd be a pool of, wrestling mess at the end of the day. Like, so.
Well, as
Could you do 72 days?
What's that?
Could you do 72 days?
Straight?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So basically, it's
72
almost
days.
3.5 months, more or less.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure, taking breaks, the right amount of breaks and stuff, I could. I'm sure someone could. I mean, there are people that
That's
marathon
a
stuff.
lot of stuff, man.
That's just watching,
crazy.
The thing is, I don't think WWE even offers the complete Raw box set of being like this, like accordion,
They'll show
like
on a truck.
a huge thing that you can just watch it all on.
Super
Anyways.
compressed DVDs. And 18
Yeah.
wheeler shows up and says, "Here you go," and you're all done. Maybe when it comes to 3 John Laurinaitis.
Action figure?
Come the man himself. Just shows up
Oh,
over the
he comes in, delivers it personally.
That's
He
right.
has
He goes,
his
"Here you
job,
go."
right?
What else is he doing?
Not much,
Besides collecting
apparently.
a check. He's doing nothing. He's been fired.
Future Endeavor himself.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Future Endeavor. There we go. Maybe we'll call him Mr. Future Endeavor. Superstar.
That was his shirt. It was his Future Endeavor shirt.
Was it?
He had a shirt that said
I
that
didn't
for
know
a
that
long
shirt.
time.
Did-
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
But as you can know,
Yeah.
every week they've been featuring, a superstar from the past
Yeah.
as a lead up into the 1000th episode. And this week,
This week
they
was.
kind of had 2.
Oh, 2.
As you know, Keith Slater,
Yeah.
the one-man band, has been calling out
Sure.
superstars of the past.
Awesome.
And this year, it was Doink the Clown. Or not, this week was Doink the Clown.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they have a little sidekick? What was it?
Dink?
Dink.
No, it was just Doink.
Yeah. Or just Doink.
But
Okay.
after Keith
No, was it the original Doink? Because
No.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So was this the original one, or was this Angel dressed up again?
It was the Brooklyn Brawler dressed up as Doink.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because anyone can, put the clown makeup on. I'm Doink,
Yeah.
look at me. So it was Doink in a sense.
And he beat.
Heath Slater beat him.
Oh, Christian.
Heath Slater, this is the first time I think Heath Slater has won in months
And
now.
the funny thing is, the whole thing behind the Brooklyn Brawler, right?
Always losing?
He is the
Alright.
#1 jobber in WWE.
Yeah,
history.
maybe.
He won once. That was it. As soon as he won, I believe he was retired immediately afterwards or something like that.
But after Heath Slater won, another special appearance happened. I'll give you a clue.
Oh,
Let's see
okay,
if you
who's
know who it was.
I'm ready.
Now, those that watch Raw already know it, but this guy.
The Diamond Cutter!
You got it.
There you go.
Mr. DDP.
himself. That's
Diamond Dallas
awesome.
Page came out.
So technically, they had 3 wrestlers on there. Doink the Clown. Then
And
they
just
had
DDP.
Brooklyn Brawler.
Well, that was the same guy.
Yeah, I
It
know
was-
the
it
same
was
guy,
Brooklyn
but it's
Brawler.
the same character.
Yeah, it was him dressed as Doink. But yeah, DDP came out, and
Was he praising all of his new things he's doing?
actually, it was interesting because earlier that day I was watching City TV,
Yeah.
and DDP was actually on. I don't know what it wasn't City Line or anything, but
Yeah.
DDP came out to actually talk about his yoga program,
Yeah.
and that one
Yeah,
fellow named Arthur that
Yeah.
has been doing it for a few years and has lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
He came on, and then later on in the day, here's DDP again on Monday Night Raw. I thought that was
What was
interesting
being shot from? Do you know? They only
not
mention it like all the
too
time.
Sure, where they were
Yeah.
broadcasting from this week,
Yeah.
but it must have been in the same city or in the area, or something, because DDP was on local television in the
Talking
early
about local
afternoon.
Toronto television?
I don't know. It was on City TV, but it might not have been a local
they seem to
program.
get a lot of affiliates floating around. They got
Yeah.
stations in Vancouver, they got stations in Sound, so forth, etc. So.
But they were talking about Arthur, who
Yeah.
is the quote-unquote YouTube's sensation of
everyone
made that
cries
little,
after when it was over.
Yeah, made that little documentary. And but here he is in present time, and he looks a lot thinner.
Awesome.
And he can do all the yoga tricks like he was having trouble with before. He can do the handstands and all that stuff.
Twist himself into a pretzel in front of
Yeah, and
everybody.
an interesting thing is he's now Yogi himself.
He's now Yogi himself.
Yes.
Explain to this Yogi himself concept.
That means he's an instructor now himself.
So he's a yoga instructor?
Yeah, but it's called a yogi.
Yogi.
That's
Good
funny.
lord. Yogi, really? Okay.
Basically, DDP was saying that there's a lot of misconceptions with yoga,
You're yogi
that it's all
nerd.
spiritual and stuff like that,
That's right.
and a lot of people are turned off by it. But when you watch
Oh, I'm
DDP's version of yoga instruction.
Well, he makes it more exciting.
Exactly.
Especially when you have to limitate yourself with barbed wire and burn, pieces of furniture. That's always very exciting.
He incorporates the diamond cutter quite a
Into
bit in the
everything.
show. Yeah.
I think he's upset. Did you hear about a little while ago that Diamond Dallas Page was going to sue Jay-Z for stealing his diamond colored hand symbol because
Really?
if you watch a Jay-Z video, they got the thing going on.
Oh.
And he was going, I made that! I'm going to sue you for it! They're kind of like,
Can you
did
copyright
you patent that?
hand gestures? I don't know.
I don't think
Because I want to
you
copyright
can.
the middle finger. Stone Cold should have that.
That'd be awesome. Just flipping the bird constantly.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
go.
you owe me $5.
That's
Every
right.
time you do that.
I get 50 cents every time someone does that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you know the middle finger has no meaning in Japan?
Really?
So you could just flip them off all day.
So basically it's more Western culture.
Yes, exactly. It
And,
means
and,
nothing
and,
over
for,
there.
and for a culture that dives itself into Western culture, that could be
Mhm.
very
In fact, in some animes, indirectly, you'll see them having their middle finger out, and it means nothing.
Really? So basically, that's sort of long story short, they can't get hit by a censor board.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, but again, they could
I'm
be
done with
scratching their nose with their middle finger, and to us,
Yeah.
I'd be like, "What?
Well,
Why are you flipping me off?"
Are you flipping me off? Well, that's it. I'd say we cancel all anime programs from this point forward.
Oh.
EMC cancel! But, however, yeah, man, no, that's pretty interesting stuff there. But, long story short, so what else happened on Raw?
The main event, which was kind of cool, it was
Triple H versus Brock Lesnar.
not
For
quite yet.
breaking your armband.
Not-
For breaking your arm.
Quite yet. Basically, Brock Lesnar will appear at the 1000th episode to answer Triple H's challenge of whether or not he's going to,
He will be on the show.
face him
Ah.
at SummerSlam, which of course we know he's going to accept it because why else would he be there
Well, yeah.
and have
I think
his-
it's a foregone conclusion, if you know what I mean.
yeah. But
Brock Lesnar on answering Triple H's request, and we all know he's going to say yes because he's got 3 appearances going to show up. He's got a truckload of them for him, so he'll be there. Should be interesting.
well, the rumor is Sable will also be inducted into the Hall of Fame
Really?
next year, so that's another.
Will she be dressed in her famous
Why?
pink outfit? That was
I
cool.
don't know. She's getting a little old, man. I don't know if you wanna
She
see
showed
that
up on my
anymore.
doorstep and asked me to sleep in my bed. I would kick her out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar opening the door to the bedroom. What's going on here?
Nothing! But however, so I'm sorry for interrupting here. So how the rest of the show?
Alright, so the main event
Yeah.
was Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan versus
Oh.
What do you mean, ugh?
Oh,
That's an awesome tag team right there.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, well, he's still awesome in my book. But he was
Awesomely poopy.
he was taking on CM Punk and John Cena.
Not surprised. All right.
And it had the weirdest ending. Do you actually want me to tell you what happened again?
man. Hit it.
As you know, AJ is being a little crazy right now, right?
Of course.
She comes out
Crazy lady.
to interrupt the match as usual,
Okay.
and she comes out and she pulls a table out underneath the ring and she sets it up, right?
Okay.
And then she climbs to the top of the turnbuckle as if she was going to do like a leap of faith into the table.
Really?
Like, I guess it was a way to see if they would notice her, because she's
Okay.
been really.
So she's becoming a attention whore. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah,
Alright.
in so many polite words, yeah.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan actually was the first one to try to stop her.
Really?
And yeah, interesting
What a
enough.
twist of fate that is.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know if you knew this as well, but at Money in the Bank, CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship,
Yeah.
AJ is the special guest referee.
Are you kidding me? They're
No,
putting
I'm not.
crazy lady eyes as a referee.
Want to know why that is?
I like to hear that.
Because the WWE Universe voted for that.
Are you kidding me?
So it's
So
just,
what percentage? Like who were the people? If you think Mick Foley was a part of this, the
No,
WWE Universe
he
passed
wasn't.
on that.
no, it
I'm
was
going to
people like
shame WWE Universe.
they went to WWE.com
Yeah.
and they voted what her position at the Money in the Bank should be, which was like
Oh, I see.
announcer, enforcer, referee.
Enforcer.
I don't know. There was different options, but the one that I don't know was like 70% or something,
7%, really?
or something in that margin. It was special guest referee. So
Interesting.
basically, Daniel Bryan has been trying to butter her up lately because as you know, he used to
Oh,
go out.
I see the Kurt Angle. Oh. Anyways,
Yes.
yeah.
So he was the first one to say, "No, AJ, stop!" Because here she is on top of the turnbuckle. She was going to jump off
Yeah,
and
into
onto
the
the
table.
onto the mat,
Yeah.
which had a table set up, which
Right.
would hurt.
Which is
especially-
true.
Yeah, a little girl like that. That's gonna hurt.
Snap her down.
But then I don't know. It's just so weird. CM Punk then came up to stop her.
Really?
She then kissed him,
Okay.
but then pushed him off the turnbuckle into
Into
Daniel
the
Bryan, and they both go to the table.
Oh, really?
So
That's how they ended the match?
and that's how the match ended. I guess a double disqualification then. I guess I don't know. There was
And
no
what
bell
happened
rang.
to John Cena and
Oh,
Chris Jericho?
those two. Well, those guys just brawled out just to the
Oh, that's
back.
kind of funny, brawling out to the parking lot.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
pretty much.
back in the ring.
Exactly. They just start
Yeah.
fighting each other, and they make their way up the ramp, and then backstage, and then no cameraman, of course, follows them.
Well, why would they? You know, it's only John friggin' Cena and Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
Why would they want? Why would the audience be interested in that?
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. Anyway,
But that was basically how Raw ended, which was a very weird ending.
I think it's stupid. Let's call it as it is.
Love.
That's dumb.
Well, now it's no longer.
It's
Yeah, it's not triangle
dumb.
now, I guess.
It's not a lot of trying. It's just stupidness.
But the
Like,
reason why she did that was because AJ had a match.
Okay.
She won the match, and she went backstage because she thought CM Punk, as you, I don't know if you know this, but they've had, well, she really digs him right now.
Of course, but also she digs Kane as well.
No, actually, they broke that off.
Oh, they broke it off? How they
Because
broke that off?
Kane actually said, even for me, you're a little unstable.
Oh, that's awesome. You
When
know
you
what the
hear
Big
that-
Red Machine says that, there's a... You didn't know what the Big Red Machine's nickname used to be back in the Attitude Era, right?
Big red retard?
You got it. So we were Big Red Retard saying, you're a little special.
Yeah.
Here's your hockey helmet, sweetie. You know, there's something about
Yeah,
that. But
exactly.
however, I don't think it really pushed on the wild side yet, if you know what I mean.
But
My
apparently he's
personal
out.
opinion, I think a
on
lot of things have been tamed. You ever seen this movie called Fatal Attraction?
that. No.
No, when you have a chance, watch Fatal Attraction. When we get,
Right
what's
now.
her name again?
What's her name again?
Yeah, what's her name?
AJ?
AJ, thank you. I can't remember the character. So with AJ
Okay.
in quotations, it starts getting really psycholicious, like in Fatal Attraction. Then we got ourselves a female
Okay.
psychopath. Until then, it's like, oh really? Who cares? Or she's like cutting off her hair or stalking them at night where they actually really live and taking pictures and stuff. I personally, this whole what's the name again? AJ in quotations isn't really doing it right. That's my honest opinion.
What another interesting fact is she had the straight edge crosses
Oh.
on her
You keep talking.
forearms.
Keep talking.
Well, actually, let's hit a commercial break.
Commercial break!
So we'll be back.
Yeah! Hello! How are you? Not at all. So I guess we'll have to right here. Yeah, here's a chair.
Hi there.
Hey.
Are you
I'm
Mr.
Anthony.
Sullivan?
Yes, I am.
Cool. So you came dressed for the occasion.
Yes.
Sweet.
So please have a seat, Anthony. So we're sort of doing a little improv today. Yeah, totally cool. Then going back and forth for the air and stuff. Yeah. So basically, we're just starting a wrestling segment. And of course, we're
Well, we're already into it, but we've been talking about mainstream wrestling, so for the most part.
So basically, we'll announce that you're finally here on the show, and basically this will be a mic right here, and basically just as you would like, and we'll
Do
do
you
a
want
lot
to change the camera angle?
We could do that. So we'll set that up then. So we'll move that
Angle number
here. Yep, angle number 2. So we'll basically set it up between the two of us here. Just give me a second here to get all the chocolate wires so only have battery power. And again, we just basically broadcast through our Ustream channel for liability reasons. So people can't say, they said this on the show. No, we didn't. Maybe we did. We can't remember.
Publicity is good publicity.
Oh, pretty much. Pretty much. Excuse me. Okay, so we have that there. Want to scoosh in a bit more? That would be really cool. Let's try to get this out of the way. I'll scooch in over here too. So for the two of us.
Normally I ask our guests to bring in like any songs they'd like to hear over the radio, like maybe TCW entrance themes or anything, if you know anything.
I know a couple good songs, but they're not
Okay, no.
entrance themes.
Whatever you got, but if it's findable on YouTube, like, you have to play it over the air, so
Alright.
just hit me with it.
Yeah. Is there any particular songs you want us to play? Because we queue them up now, but then basically play them on our next break.
1,000 Foot Crutch, Light Up the Sky. Is actually good.
Okay. Got one right?
Yeah.
Cool. So there we are. So basically what we'll do is we'll wrap up our WWE segment.
Okay.
We're going to hop right into TCW stuff.
Alright.
Anything else like that?
You have any questions you guys want to ask me?
Oh god, we'll ask them all on the air.
Alright.
And the thing is that we'll ask about your background, how'd you get into things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are we live to air, Ryan? Alright. So there we go. Scooch a bit more this way. So all the questions we'll ask on the air.
Alright.
And just basically answer as much as you possibly can. So we'll go live after the song then?
Yep.
Alright, cool. And then basically we'll have you out of here in about half an hour's time. The show will last for about 2 hours.
Sure.
So, at least until 2. How much you know about the show?
I know a lot actually.
Oh,
I've
that's
been
good.
there for a couple months, but
No, I'm talking about the radio show.
oh, I've from what I read, it's an independent station, and just trying to get your feet wet, pretty much.
Yeah. You got it. Basically, the show, again, is called the Weekly Trending Fandom Show, where we'll cover comic books, wrestling, TV, cartoons, movies, stuff like that. So this is basically one of our segments that we've been focusing a lot on.
Yeah.
And again, what we're trying to do is try to bring more initiatives to the general area. And we think that TCW is an absolutely fantastic venue. People that come from all over the region to check out.
Have you been to?
Of course I have. Have you not seen our interviews with Anthony Darko and the rest of the guys?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. We have
I've yet to
several.
watch a DVD.
We are very. That's it. We're gonna make a DVD special. Us talking.
I have yet to watch a DVD of the show. I don't think I like to see myself on camera because then I get a big head.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a healthy ego. That's the way I look at it. It's like, I've been on the Weekly Trending Fandom Show. I deserve more income. I am there in the trenches, talking to every media outlet in the region, and so forth and so forth.
Well, some kid Facebooked me because he thought I was Darko, right?
Oh, really?
I'm like, no, you got the wrong dude.
That's hilarious.
So he's like, how do I get into wrestling and working with TCW? Love to do that.
Yeah.
So I asked him, are you interviewing me? He's like, in a way.
In a way.
It's like, is it hard? I'm like,
It's like being body slammed through a table. It's not hard.
you like working for $10 at a time? It's great work.
Awesome. We tire on that after 1,000,000,000 matches. What's your time to air?
We have a minute.
Cool stuff. So anyways, again, the question was asked, how'd you get into business? How'd you hook up with TCW? What you do from that, within a particular promotion. Then we'll just improv questions from that point forward. We have a very open mic, free-flowing show. So anything you would like to do is no problem. By the way, we have 2 passes to give away for TCW. Yep, for this weekend.
Heroes?
So Heroes. So basically one who tweets it. We'll do a tweet thing. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So basically get that. Oh my god, are we
Right now?
live? We better be.
No. Okay. Now we are.
Woo! We're back! So, here we are. We're just finishing off our wrestling segment, Mr. Kennedy.
We
Yep.
have a special guest in with
We
us
do.
right now in the studio. He's found his way inside the Sound FM studio. With us right now is Anthony Sullivan.
Yep.
Is that the correct pronunciation of your name, sir?
It is.
Good
Awesome.
stuff.
I'm impressed. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's a pleasure
Hey,
to be here.
No problem. Any relation to Kevin Sullivan by chance?
No, I wish. I would have a lot more money.
So, anyways, to kick this off, Mr. Solomon, why don't you tell us a little about yourself, and we'll take it from there. So, who are you? Why are you on my show, man?
Who am I? That's a good question.
It is, isn't it? We've been talking on Facebook for the last little while.
Not too many people ask me that question right off the bat.
Well, I do. And there we are. So, who are you? What do you do? And how much money do you make?
Well,
And can we have some for myself?
that's
on the
another
radio
question
show?
entirely.
Perfect. Okay, that's not the first one.
Well, okay, how I got into this business.
Yep.
A lot of people may not know that I started in this wrestling business about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Trained under a very famous on-air personality, Arda O'Cal, the host of Aftermath TV show.
Really? Awesome.
And I started interviewing wrestlers such as Extreme now Jason Cypress.
All right.
I interviewed him basically on his championship trophy tournament
All right.
that he was competing in. And how I got started in TCW, well, take it with a grain of salt. I pretty much just sent in a resume, sent in a cover letter. Jeff hit me back, and here I am.
Here we are.
So could you let us all know your current position within TCW then?
My current position in TCW is color commentator, and I work with some fantastic guys, most notably Topher Whiteman. I think he is the only guy in the wrestling industry that markets his own mustache.
Yes, we're very familiar with the marketing of the mustache. But however, it's one of his trademarks that
Is he the new spokesman of Movember by chance?
I think so.
And if he isn't, should be.
He should be.
Well, let me ask you. You know the inside deal. Is it real? Is it as real as wrestling?
Well,
UFC,
that's a tough
people
question.
snapping in half.
But what
It's a
I'm
big
gonna,
debate, right?
what I'm gonna say is, wrestling is real, but the only fake thing in wrestling is the final 3 seconds.
The actual results.
And the count out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm imagining the 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
at the end.
exactly.
But what you see on TV is what you get. They're a bunch of tough guys, and they're not.
Not everyone can do this for sure. Takes a lot of training, as you see the little advertisements. Make sure you get proper training before you start doing backyard wrestling, because you
Right.
just get hurt.
Constantly, over and over again, barbed wire, lawn chairs, and setting barbecues on fire and stuff like that. That's something I'm not really interested in watching.
Yeah,
But
luckily
that's
I
just
never
me,
did
though.
that as a kid.
I have another
I wanted
kid.
to, but
Well, the thing is that so what really got you involved in the industry overall? Like, how did you wake up one day and say, I want to be a part of this and just move forward, or what was the final inspiration aspect?
There's many inspirations, but the first inspiration for me
Mm-hmm.
to get in this industry was after I read A Lion's Tale.
Oh, really?
Chris Jericho book.
Chris has been a huge inspiration to me, and he's really formed and shaped my career, and I tried to mold my career into.
Definitely. He's been all over the place. Mexico, Japan. I don't know if you've partaken in those places just yet.
No, I'm hoping to. Hire me.
So here's a question, Chris Jericho question. I used to be a really big Chris Jericho fan. Followed the
Used to be. Shame on you.
I'm well aware of that, but however, allow me to finish the rest of my question / sentence here.
Go ahead.
I'm not impressed in how Chris Jericho is being utilized in the WWE at this stage of the game. He seems to lose all the important matches. Nothing seems to be really formed around that. I'm not impressed with WWE talent is doing with Chris Jericho at this stage of the game. But what do you think of it? Do you think they're actually utilizing this man's incredible talent, or are they under-losing it right now?
Well, it's understandably he's an incredible talent.
Yeah.
I had this question asked to me a couple weeks ago by Jim Johnson. And I said to him, Chris Jericho is a talent that doesn't need wins and losses to notify his career or stamp his career.
Yeah.
I said to Jim Johnson, he's putting a lot of people over, like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan.
For sure. Which is definitely notable. But
at this stage in the game, he's already established himself. I know some people would say that the whole returning and being vindictive towards CM Punk was a facade
Yeah.
because he hasn't won anything to be
To
claimed
put also
the
on
best
top of
in
that,
the world.
exactly,
The
and also
man
to be
has
pushed.
pretty much accomplished everything.
No,
within
for sure.
the
The thing is
WWE
that to his credit,
already, so.
to his credit, you're absolutely correct. My biggest problem that I'm seeing, especially from a new fan perspective, is that you had this fantastic build-up with the whole commercial aspect that they brought in when we came in, some fantastic editing, a lot of symmetry being used in that and everything else like that, and bam, here he is with his light bright jacket, the whole 9 yards, but he just hasn't done anything at this stage of the game to push him up to that level. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the thing is that you're absolutely correct. When he's pushing Bryan Daniels, he's pushing CM Punk, and also the younger talent forward.
Because there's a
That's all
youth
great.
movement
Yeah,
going
exactly.
On
And the thing
right
is that
now. You
that
gotta put over these young new talents.
you're absolutely
and
correct. But even bad guys win a few. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, to become heels, that's what they need. So when he first came out, I don't know, was it a good guy or a bad guy, the case may be, they're playing back and forth. And you can see Chris Jericho playing with the crowd with that, which is totally fine. The thing is that raw intelligence I like about the whole Chris Jericho character has not been introduced yet. What I mean is that I'm pretty sure within this little triad circle we got going on here, that Triple H offered an open invitation to anyone in the back to defeat him for the heavyweight or the WWE Championship. And of course, Chris Jericho comes out and was going, what the hell is this? And he brings a PDA with him. And also, he puts a pair of handcuffs down his pants to lock Triple H as the PDA beats the living snot out of him, and then unlocks it, throws him in the wing, and gets the actual pin count. Of course, afterwards, Triple H goes, that does not count, be stricken from the record book, the whole 9 yards. It's that particular intrigue that I'm looking for as a fan that Chris Jericho has not introduced yet. But of course, that's just me.
Well, I think when Chris Jericho came back, I think a lot of fans assumed that, okay, here's the guy that's going to take the company to the next level, and he's going to knock up CM Punk automatically. The thing with Chris is what he's doing is, he may be losing, but he's losing in an interesting way, so you tune in the next time.
True. Which I can see. I guess in my case, again, this is not to diss the guy in any way, shape, or form. It's just I'm losing interest in that. I'm waiting for that next Jericho pump to actually push things forward. And the thing is that I was hoping to see that within any match he has, and he just hasn't delivered that yet. And that's sort of where I'm coming from with that, if you know what I mean.
Yes. But you also have to remember the words of Ricky Steamboat. It's not...
Oh! Ricky Steamboat! Awesome! I haven't heard that man's name mentioned in such a longest time. I'm sorry.
It's not about the quality of match. It's the performance that you put on for the fans. It's not about wins and losses.
Yeah, no, I dig it, man.
Basically, if Chris Jericho was to hang his tights up today, he's already guaranteed a future Hall of Famer. There's not much more he can really do other than, push the new talent to make sure WWE has a future, because
For sure.
you gotta make sure these new talents are actually credible, because we all know Chris Jericho, wherever he may wrestle, he's a name. People will come and see him.
Yes.
But newer guys like Derek Young and
Who?
Titus O'Neil, exactly. Who are these guys? The Primos.
I think they're wrestlers.
They're millions of dollars.
Yeah, but to the
Yeah.
casual fan, they don't know who these guys are. You gotta
Well, for
have
sure.
a name,
For sure.
a house name, and people like John Cena. They're looking to make the next John Cena still.
Yeah.
And CM Punk is basically in that second position right now.
Yeah. Well, it should be interesting what the WWE does with Chris Jericho from this point forward, because hopefully, as I said, from a new wrestling fan perspective, the relevancy behind a Chris Jericho character needs to be there and so forth. At least from my perspective, for what it's worth, I just haven't quite seen that Jericho push yet. You know what I mean? Because he's done so much in the past, which is great. The thing is, I'm more afraid of is that the new wrestling fan that's coming into this will kind of go, well, who's this guy? What has he done? Of course, when they do their Wikipedia searches and do their online searches, they'll find all
For
these
sure.
wonderful accolades. But the thing is that I think it's very important, at least from my perspective, again, for what it's worth, to actually keep the character very relevant and move forward, especially with all the crazy stuff he used to do in the past, which he has not done in the ring so far, except getting hit in the head in that one Elimination Chamber match. And, of course, beating the snot out of Chris Jericho with rum bottles and so forth.
Right. Now let me throw this question at
Hit
you.
me!
Chris, Chris Jericho claims to be the best in the world.
Yes.
In his vignettes leading up to his return, did he say that he wanted to take over the WWE?
He did not say he did not say that, but at the same time, he didn't really apply it either.
Take over the WWE?
Like as champion, I'm assuming.
Oh. No, you wanted
Did
to
he
become-
say that he would put his stake in the WWE Championship or World Championship? Because you got to remember, he's the best in the world.
That's true.
in
He made-
everything he does.
he
So
made-
whether it be dancing or cooking, working at
Hey,
McDonald's,
make a new
he's the
book.
best at it. That's basically
Hey,
what he's
I tuned in for Dancing with the Stars because Chris Jericho was on.
Yeah.
And don't forget his TV
he
show.
was good.
His game TV show
He
he
was
had.
really good.
Downfall?
Downfall.
You watched Downfall by
Yes.
chance? See, there you go.
Is
See,
that
people
still
will-
in the air?
No, it
No.
ran for one season. But the thing is, people will tune in. Wrestling fans like ourselves, they'll tune in to if Chris Jericho's name is attached to whatever he's a part of, right?
Oh yeah, we'll get him on the show one
But
day
if
for lucky.
let's say, someone like I said, Darren Young was doing it, would we care? No, because he hasn't established himself yet. He's not
Easy,
over.
easy. WWE management's gonna get mad.
Why is that?
You're diminishing a young talent. You gotta give it time.
I'm saying
man.
they're not there yet. They gotta ripen, but you gotta have people like Chris Jericho and other guys to give them the rub, to push them, to elevate them,
Exactly.
their career. They're not just there yet. They have a chance, but the thing is, someone like Tyson Kidd, for example, last night, he's finally winning matches and he's finally getting pushed. He's in the Money in the Bank World Heavyweight Title match. He's actually getting that push, but he's been around for so long. But now he's actually getting that push, and if they elevate him correctly, he might become the next. You never know, John Cena, whatever, right?
That guy can have a good match with a broomstick.
Exactly.
Tyson Kidd is a phenomenal technical
He's
wrestler.
got all the tools you need to become the next, top superstar, but he just hasn't been used properly.
They need to put a belt on him.
He's had belts on it, not a singles title yet,
Yeah,
but he's won championships in the past in part of the Hart Dynasty.
dig it.
But I'm just saying, from old, we were talking about Chris Jericho here. Thing is, he can lose matches and it means nothing because people know who he is. They know
I
how
disagree.
accomplished he is.
I disagree.
There's not much more for him to do anyways, other than give people like CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and the younger
So, I'm
talent
just kidding.
the necessary push.
What
no,
I can tell you is that
Yeah.
Chris Jericho will get his. Believe
I'm
that.
hoping so.
He will-
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm
He
waiting
will
for
get his.
just.
Well, the Money in the Bank WWE Championship is very interesting because
Wait a
there's
minute,
only
we talked
4
about this.
competitors in it.
That's
though.
right.
There's
The
only
thing-
4.
There's only 4.
In
But the
that
thing is, we
particular
did talk
one.
about that. Chris Jericho is not.
He is one of the participants.
He had no. Has he won a Money in the Bank match?
He's never won it. He's been in
Maybe this will
possibly-
be the pay per view that actually wins it.
Yeah,
And
there's
I guess-
only maybe 3 things he's never actually won, which is like Royal Rumble, King of the
Yeah.
Ring, and then Money in the Bank. So
Yeah.
this is one of the last things he could actually do to actually, win something he hasn't won before. He's pretty much has done it all, right,
Yeah.
in the WWE.
Of course, and also WCW.
Not so much in WCW.
Yeah.
He did a lot, but
He
he
did.
never actually won the big brass ring.
No, but the thing,
Within
one of the few
WCW.
things is that I remember Chris Jericho. My first introduction to him was probably late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
When he completely snapped on a referee. He said, "I am so sorry for snapping on a referee. I will never, ever do that again." And of course, next week, does it again. I thought it was totally awesome, though.
He's the man of 1,004 holds. That list was memorable.
Yeah.
That is one of the. I'd say it was one of the highlights of Nitro, in my opinion. They still play that clip, which is funny.
Yeah. And it's got lots of hits on YouTube and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but I digress. As much as I am a wrestling fan, and I would love to talk about WWE.
Yeah, for sure. So we're
For
getting
the next 5 hours.
I believe there's a little thing called TCW popping up in the middle of this
Tri-City
weekend.
Wrestling.
Yep, coming
So
up part of
let's
this weekend.
move back to independent wrestling, which is, in my opinion,
Local independent wrestling.
showcases
That's right.
a lot
The
more.
best the talent this region has to offer
Talent.
and beyond.
Are always more hungry. They want to show their stuff.
So what? I'm assuming that you know the card will be taking place
Yes.
this weekend.
Yes.
Please elaborate what this card may be, good sir.
It's got it written down.
I've got it written down. I came prepared.
Awesome. So we're waiting here with bated breath on what the card would be.
I hope the
Mr. Sullivan, hit us, my good
I
sir.
hope the results aren't also a part of that. But
All right.
Show up. All right, hit us, sir.
So match number 1
All right,
is a battle of high flyers.
cool.
Tyler Turba versus international star Hornet.
Ah, awesome.
What do you think of that?
Awesome. I think that's going to be very high-packed energy.
I've definitely seen Tyler Turba in the past. He definitely has a great look, and he has that oomph in the ring, right? So he's definitely top contender. Is there nothing really on the stake, like a number 1 contenders or anything like that? It's just
At this point, I'm not too sure.
because Tyler's been around. I think he's challenged for the TCW championship in the past from guys like Highlander Robbie and stuff like that, but I don't know where he particularly is in that main event scene. But
I can't be impartial, but you guys can.
Of course.
exactly,
Yeah.
like I said, he's been there since day 1 of TCW. So
So, who do you like in the matchup?
between the two,
Yes.
personally, I'm not familiar with Hornet's work. So
Oh, he's a
It
great
sounds very
talent.
buzzing.
Great talent. He's got
Where
very
does he
high
come
energy.
from? Where does he come from originally? Do you know?
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be incorrect,
Mm-hmm.
I think he comes from Haiti.
Haiti.
really,
All right. That's pretty cool. So how did he land in our little region here?
He's an international star. He goes wherever there's work, I guess.
yeah.
Terrific.
Well, the tagline to that match is a high flyers match, right?
Yes.
So for those that love high flying wrestling, like I guess
Flippy stuff. Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio.
exactly.
Yes.
That
Rey
is definitely the
Mysterio,
match
senor.
for you. If you're not so much, I guess, a mat-based fan, you want to see more high-flying, suicidal moves, there you go. That's the match you want to see.
And match number 2 features one of the Davis brothers taking on Anthony Darko.
Oh, Darko. Awesome.
You're doppelganger, right? Or you're the doppelganger to Anthony Darko, apparently.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
So this is a singles match? It's not a tag team?
We'll get to that later.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
so he's
Cool.
actually pulling double duty.
I believe so.
All
Darko
right.
has always impressed me. Every time I see the man live, he just keeps going after championship after championship, and it seems to be pulling a lot of double duty. And my personal opinion, it seems to be it'd be a very short period of time to actually see one on mainstream TV.
Well, he
At
is
least
a
that's
former-
my
Former TCW
The champion,
heavyweight
yeah.
champion, so
He's a great mic talker, that's for sure.
it's true.
Yep.
And I don't know if you ever witnessed when me and Recepit were in the TCW ring, Anthony Darko actually came
This is
out
back
to
in
interrupt
production.
us.
That's right. How dare him! How dare him!
We're still gonna
Ah!
think about that, Darko, but oh
And we will
well.
not challenge you for a match anywhere or anytime.
Who do you like in a matchup against Jake O'Reilly and Bruno Davis?
Hmm.
Miss
You know,
Kennedy?
I'm not too familiar with those two guys.
What?
I'm
You're
sure-
not too familiar
No.
with Jake O'Reilly?
Well, I am. I've seen a few of his matches.
I've heard
so
the
I'd
name
have
before.
to-
Why have I heard the name before?
Mhm.
He likes to talk at great length, mostly about himself.
Wait a minute, I did see this guy on YouTube talking about, I believe, how TCW is pushing him down, how Jeff is not giving him a proper title
Exactly.
shot, and of course he's talking about himself all the time. Yeah, no, I remember this guy. Great promo person. Love
Yes.
his promos. You should make more YouTube promos. That's just me.
There you
though.
go.
Well, he just doesn't talk tough. He backs it up in the ring,
Yeah,
for sure.
I dig it.
He's worked in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And it's very, dedication over there, right? You just can't slack over
Yeah.
there. That's where you want
We would die in
grind.
Japan.
You gotta go over there.
We,
Huh?
we would die in Japan.
Wow,
We'd just
hope
show
not.
up and just ah.
Who's next?
What about this interesting tidbit? Kitchener favorite, Warhead.
Warhead!
Oh,
Warhead!
We know
Warhead!
him very well.
Warhead! Warhead!
Former guest.
Of the
Two-time
show.
guest.
Two-time.
guest
That's right.
of
Friend of the
Weekly
show.
Friendly
Always
Friendly
willing
show.
to help us out. Yeah.
Versus the villainous Caesar.
Well, we've talked about Mr. Fish Sticks himself several times. We've seen his promo. I think him running around with the lance of the Trident of Power is always an interesting gimmick. But however, when it comes to the domination of Mr. Warhead himself, I don't think there's going to be much competition because we all know that Warhead likes playing outside the rules. As a matter of fact, he'll come up with some new rules and some new creative ways along the way here, except for letting his opponent on fire, which I'm always hoping for. But that's just me. But of course, I know that TCW is a friendly show, so we don't think he's going to do it this time around. But however, hopefully, one of his own promotions, he'll do that, which I think would be great.
We actually announced that the former competitor Buck Gunderson is out from an injury.
Yeah,
That was the
have you heard
original
anything about
match.
Buck at all?
No, I have not. I have not
Hmm.
received any word about Buck Gunderson. All I know is that he's out due to injury, and
Which is
Yeah.
very
Caesar took his
unfortunate
place.
because I know those two have been wanting to
Square it
mix
off.
it up in the ring for a long time now, so I'm sure it will happen definitely down the road still.
Fab. Oh, we're hoping that Buck is all right.
Yeah.
who do you like in the matchup? Caesar or Warhead?
Well,
I thought that was pretty obvious with a little Warhead chant back
I,
5 minutes,
I
5
think
seconds
our,
ago.
our man Warhead.
Yeah, Warhead. He should
definitely.
win. If not, I think everyone should just riot and destroy what's this guy name again? What's his name again?
Caesar?
Caesar? Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah, Atlantis Caesar.
Like you
No,
mentioned,
no.
No.
You got it wrong, man.
Okay.
It's not Atlantis. It's Caesar.
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 Totally different wrestler. Man.
No, I know. I'm just playing around.
Again, you mentioned Kitchener favorite, right? So I'm sure
Kitchener
there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
head fans out there chanting Warhead.
Well, when you have little kids showing up in Warhead face
Exactly.
paint,
Yes.
you obviously have a good push regardless. So-
Last time I was there and I saw the kids come out in the Warhead face paint, I just loved it.
Exactly.
I saw full families dress up in Warhead makeup. Father, mother, and also little kids.
Were you at the last show?
Of course, for the last show. We actually did some interviews at the last show with Warhead, also Anthony Darko and some other talent as well. We're also the previous show before that as well. Was that the one we got in the ring?
Yeah, 2 shows
Yeah,
ago
exactly.
we actually were invited in the ring.
And we got a lot on videotape and everything else like that. And of course, we put it over through the show airwaves as well and stuff.
See. So you've seen the dance contest between Caesar and Tyler Sherwood.
Yes. No, actually, no, to be honest, I didn't because I was actually interviewing people.
I think
So
we were backstage at the time,
Okay.
so we might not have witnessed that.
It was a great moment of entertainment. I'll tell
Awesome.
you.
So for the next one,
Next, we have Tiberius King, the King of Bling, versus the notorious TID.
TID.
And that is for the TCW Heavyweight Championship.
Correct, sir.
There we
Awesome.
go.
Are there any rumors circulating around this particular match at all? Chainsaws involved, perhaps? Maybe
You
small.
never know with
the use of
notorious
live animals?
TID.
Oh, for
You
sure.
never know.
Hopefully he'll show up in a full Harley. That'd be kind of cool. Just drive up, there he is, type of thing.
I think that may be a little stretching his budget.
Oh, perhaps. But you know what? Deals can always be made with people at Harley, perhaps. Put enough actual promotion behind it. It's only a one-time thing. I think it would be really cool, but that's just me. So So based on that match itself, obviously it's for the heavyweight championship. Have you heard any rumors regarding that at all?
No, I just know that I've seen these two go,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen these two perform in separate matches,
Mhm.
and they can go. They're tough guys, and they can go 100%.
And basically, here's a question for the oh goodness, I'm having a little bit of a brain schism. Perfect for the actual person who's coming up against TID. Why does he have this title shot?
Well, I've seen in a promo that, of course, our promoter,
Yep.
Jeff, called him up.
Yep.
He's like, I need an opponent for TID, and Notorious,
Mhm.
Tiberius King's response was, you better back that money truck up.
So for Tiberius in general, again, correct me in your time here, Mr. Kennedy. Has he been a part of TCW for a while now? Like, I don't really recognize this particular name. Maybe I'm overlooking it because I got the ADD going on. But has he been part of the company long or what?
I think he comes in and out, but he's definitely a strong talent on the independent scene.
Let's see.
I think he's most notably featured in Toronto and Hamilton,
Okay.
but he's definitely a strong talent on the independent scene for sure.
Do you know what his accolades are? His achievements overall are? Because the way I look at it, I'm a big Anthony Darko fan. I like Anthony Darko. I think him with the belt was absolutely fantastic, and I don't know why Anthony Darko isn't going up to Ted and saying, "Hey, I want a shot, man. No holds barred. I'll bring my giant monster truck, and you bring yourself, and we'll see who wins this one."
Well, unfortunately, I don't know too much about Tiberius King, but what I can tell you
Yeah.
is that if TID and Tiberius King bring 110% to the
It should
match,
be, yeah,
it should be a phenomenal match for sure.
for sure. No, I dig it.
So is there any other matches on the card?
Yeah, because this is TCW Heroes, we actually have a special attraction.
Okay.
A couple of special attractions. In the show, we actually are featuring former TNA superstar Cody Deaner,
Okay.
former TNA star Danger Boy Derek Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
So do they have scheduled matches right now, or are they just scheduled
Just-
to appear?
Yeah.
Yes, they actually have a scheduled match,
Awesome.
Very cool.
and we actually have ROH star Michael Elgin.
The Unbreakable one. He is fantastic.
Is
in the
he?
ring. Yeah.
That's cool.
He is one of the top Ring of Honor superstars right now,
Oh, really?
and I believe he's just last year he's been having amazing matches within the organization. So
That's awesome. Unfortunately, Mr. Kennedy is more in tune with the whole wrestling industry than I am. I'm just, it's a fly-by-night type of guy. Watches a little bit of WWE when he gets cable. But that's about it. But however, one of the few things I do like is the roster and the talent and just the real cool energy that TCW has. So I've always been up with that.
Real cool energy. Well, you're gonna like this because Cody Deaner,
Mm-hmm.
RJ City, and Michael Elgin will team up
Mm-hmm.
to face Sean Spears, Derek Wilde, and Crazy Steve.
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears is
Once
back.
again, there he is.
He can't challenge for the TCW Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, we've been
He
over
can
this,
still-
yeah.
He can still, compete within the organization until someone, takes the strap off a TID and then maybe re-challenge.
Now, do you know why that was actually put in there?
Because he's a notorious CID.
I see.
It was just a stipulation. they
No,
put
for sure,
on.
for sure. I just wonder why, like, a talent like Sean Spears would win the actual belt, do everything he's doing, and then TID jumps in the picture, and then they have that one stipulation they can't challenge again for it, which I find to be very, very interesting.
Well, let me throw this at you.
Hit
Were
me.
you watching Rogers Cable 20 when Sean Spears and Notorious TID were on the show?
To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I caught a little bit of that. I didn't catch the whole thing.
Yeah, that
Maybe
was-
you can enlighten us and also the listening audience.
That was the contract signing between the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in that interview that
Mhm.
they did on Rogers Cable TV, Notorious TID was a little miffed at the fact that every time Sean Spears lost the belt or won the belt,
Mhm.
he would give contenders a chance to recapture it.
Mm-hmm.
And TID kind of wanted to do his own thing. So
all right.
he wanted to add that stipulation so Sean Spears wasn't the next in
To
line.
push the ranks up, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I dig it. The only thing that was very interesting, well, not the only thing, one of the few things I found to be interesting is that when Sean, this is supposed to be a non-disqualification match, no holds barred, people are going to die type of match. And one of the few things that I was hoping that would happen that didn't happen is when Sean Spears pushed the table into the ring, it wasn't really utilized within the match itself. As a matter of fact, I think the referee was trying to stop any table use at all.
Yes.
Was that referee fined at all for jumping in for stuff like that or anything else like that we're not aware of?
I'm not too sure.
Hmm.
What I can tell you is that TCW is a family-friendly show,
Of course.
so I think we'll keep the table breaking to a minimum.
Maybe it was too thirsty for blood that day, but however, the way I look at it, when you have a non-disqualification match, like anything goes, barbed wire warhead coming up from the crowd and stuff like that, that would have been really cool to see. But of course, I'm very excited for that particular match, but that's just me.
What do you think about the relationships or dichotomies between the TNA stars featuring and the ROH stars featuring at TCW?
Again, I've seen Michael Elgin's work. He's also alumni within TCW. I've seen him take on Rhino within TCW.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
Took on
I'm a big
Rhino
Rhino fan, sorry.
In the beginnings of TCW.
Gore! Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, that's fine.
So hopefully Elgin gets a match within the card, takes on someone unannounced. Hopefully, you never know. Should be really cool.
Mm-hmm. This sounds like it's going to be a really exciting card.
Yes.
Now, one question for you: is there no women's match?
Yeah,
on
what happened to
that
Cherry
card?
Bomb, man? We have an interview in waiting with her.
The last time I heard news about Cherry Bomb
Mhm.
is that she was heading to Japan.
We heard that too. Is she coming back from Japan yet, or she's permanently in Japan?
You'll have to tune into the show on July 8th.
I guess we have to.
So as of right now, there is no scheduled women's match, though.
I can't tell you that. It's in the vault, man.
Yeah.
It's in the vault.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. And of course, I'm assuming all these matches are scheduled to change.
Yes.
There we go.
Maybe.
Something
Maybe.
to change.
Or added, or subtracted. Hopefully added. So, so do you know if Cherry Bomb is coming back to TCW, or can you give us a little something there? A little something, something?
You'll see women.
You see women? Okay.
We'll see women.
We see women every day. Will there be some female talent at this particular card this time around?
I believe so.
Awesome.
I mean, in my opinion, the women deserve to be featured on the
Okay.
card.
Definitely.
Oh, for
Just,
sure.
What, Cherry Bomb is the current TCW Women's Champion, right?
And we were there when she won the championship belt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
isn't there a little stipulation if you don't defend your championship in so long, you'll be stripped of it?
Ah, that's a good point.
So if she doesn't defend it within TCW soon, Duncan has every right to strip her. And,
No!
strip
Duncan
her
wouldn't do that!
And,
That was a family-based show!
grab 2 other female competitors and crown a new TCW Women's Champion.
No, we wouldn't do that.
But
Duncan's awesome.
again, hopefully, I mean, we see the reappearance of Cherry Bomb or some other female talent, because I know Courtney Rush has definitely made a name for herself within the organization.
Yeah, but we like Cherry Bomb
She's-
instead.
well,
That's just me, though. Alright.
What do you think of women's wrestling in TCW and women's wrestling in general on the independent scene?
How should we kick this
Well,
off?
on the independent scene in general, well, like I mentioned, we have competitors like Courtney Rush and Cherry Bomb
Cherry Bomb.
and Xandra Blade and all those females, which I feel do a terrific job on the independent scene. Where in WWE, it's
Oh, don't get me
horrible.
started
Like,
with
if we
that.
were to go main
Oh,
versus
my
independent, then
Yeah,
that's a
there's
whole
more than the
different
independent
story.
thing. Like even taking a step for Impact right now, they have a female women's division. In WWE, they have a divas division. They don't call them women's wrestling anymore. Just try to soften the actual curves off of that, which I'm really unimpressed with. And also on top of that, I think there's some fantastic female talent in the WWE. But the thing is that WWE talent and writing is not utilizing that at all, and it just makes it that much more sad because there's so many people that have worked so hard in that industry, especially for representing women, and for WWE just to flush it down the toilet as fast as it's going. It's just like poopy. That's just me though.
Well, I think featured on WWE is like 30-second diva matches.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's during the time period I go to the bathroom, so I really don't watch much of them anymore. The thing is, I remember the good old days with Trish Stratus and the rest of them, and that was awesome. But now it just seems to be this really sharp 90-degree going downhill type thing going on. And one of the few things I liked about TCW is, again, you have strong female characters that are actually there.
We have a women's champion.
That's
not
right.
Divas,
Or what other new
knockouts
name,
or
whatever.
anything
Yeah,
else.
it's a women's championship, and that's awesome. But the only thing I'm really disappointed with is that I'm really hoping that Cherry Bomb can come back and defend that in front of the crowd, or at least cut some promos and start kicking some dirt up, if you know what I mean. But again, that's just the way I see it.
Right. Actually, one thing that I haven't done in my career
Mhm.
in the 2 years that I've been in this business is interview a woman.
Okay.
And-
I'm sure that will happen for you soon.
And I wanted to do that because that's one thing that I'm really focused on doing, because I think women in wrestling have definitely a more difficult compared to a guy,
Mhm.
because they have a different look at the business.
Of course.
And
You're
I think
exactly
their
right. yeah.
answers would be phenomenal to hear.
No,
And
I agree. Yeah.
Their opinions on wrestling and wrestling in general, and whether they can work in the WWE or TNA or ROH would be an excellent interview.
I think you're right on the money there, man. So, anyways, we're gonna be wrapping up our segment with this as well because we have a whole show to do.
I heard we have a little contest going on, though.
We do.
We do? Would you like to announce the details?
Are we? Do we have a do we have one that's going on? I don't know. Mr. Kennedy, can you help me out here?
That's what I overheard.
Did you overhear this? In the break room, of course?
Mm.
Or was it in our actual hot tub room we heard about this particular rumor? Anyways, long story short, we do have a couple passes to give away for TCW's main event, Heroes. It's taking place this Sunday, July 8th, at the Moose Lodge. And
I'll play a promo in a bit.
yeah, we'll play some promos during our break here.
July 8th.
Yeah, and the thing is that we'll play a promo through our break here. And the thing is that those people who could actually text us at Ryan_Kennedy on the Twitter feed will be granted 2 free passes. So what do you think of that, man?
Awesome.
Perfect.
Hey, more eyes for the wrestling show is good for everybody.
I completely agree on that on every level.
So what do you
So
want them to tweet? Just their favorite TCW superstar?
I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. Like as example, I like Anthony Darko, or I dig Anthony Darko, or Anthony Darko is number 1 in TCW, or any of those Anthony Darko's lines would be absolutely fantastic.
So there you go, folks. Just tweet anything TCW related, your favorite superstar, what match you're looking forward to. Just send it at Ryan_Kennedy, and you'll be eligible to win a pair
That's right.
of TCW Heroes tickets that's taking place this Sunday.
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 Sunday. Be there Sunday at the Moose Lodge. Sunday.
Well, with that, let's play the promo.
For sure. All right then. So basically, this concludes what we're doing. All right. So I'd like to thank you very much for being on the show, sir. I appreciate it. I hope we didn't find this place too difficult to get to.
Not at all.
And
Sunday, July 8th, 2012.
we'll talk more on Facebook if you like. If we're going to show again, just give us a heads up.
If you guys want, to hear more from me, you guys just want to interview me, or have me come on for the wrestling show, Facebook me, or email me, or
That's not a problem at all. Okay, so we'll see you out and take it from there. No problem. Thank you for stopping by, dude. No problem. Next time I have more drinks available for you. Water or anything like that?
sure, water would be great.
The return of Rico.
Do you know who's announced? Is this you, or
No, it's Topher White.
And Kitchener favorite, Forehead. All
Very
this
subtle.
and much more. Sunday, July 8th, 2012, at the TCW Battle Zone, the Moose Lodge in Kitchener. Tickets are on sale now. $10 in advance or $15 at the door. Kids 5 and under are free with a pay to go. Call 519-342-8006 or 519-497-287 for more.
I was gonna ask you something.
What's that, man? Give me 2 seconds.
you gonna take off, or you wanna just stick around, or what do you wanna do?
I mean, I'll stick around.
Cool.
What are you guys doing next?
Well, we talk about everything. We talk about comic books, video games. We talk about a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I guess I can stick around if you guys want to have me on as continued guest.
Sunday,
We
July
can do that.
8th,
Basically, for our next 4 segments we got going on, is we got movies, we talk about comics, cartoons, and gaming stuff. So that's what we primarily do. And you had a question for me.
It's not so much a question, but
ECW champion.
instead I wanted to talk with you a bit off air about how I really got started.
Yeah.
Basically, what had happened was
One second. We got a live stream component here, so when I talk off air, how about we save that either for another conversation, or if you want to stick around when we're done the show.
Yeah,
It's up
I'll
to you.
We just
Okay.
have like a half an hour
I got
left.
nothing.
So whether he's on the air or not, we talk more off the air. And another half an hour left. We're
Yeah.
at 1:30 almost.
Yeah, clock's right there.
The
So,
only stuff I really want to talk about was what conventions are this month and what video games came out today.
yeah, for sure. And on my end of things here, I've got the movie stuff, comics, cartoons,
Call
and movie stuff.
519-342.
So basically, there's a Promethean angle I wanted to run, but we'll bench that for next time.
6287 for
We'll
full.
bump that back. Sorry, just give me a second here. Alright, so that's one place, a song or two there. What the hell's in there? Go for what? Okay, so play Thunderstruck from AC/DC or something like that to get us the hell out of this promo. Because it's taking a little too long, if you know what I mean.
I think it just repeated.
That's awesome. Want some water, Ryan?
ECW champion, Notorious TID. ECW Tag Team Champions, The Pit Theater. Former ECW champion and
Who cut this promo?
Topher.
Topher cut this promo?
The original man you wanted.
Hmm?
The man you originally wanted.
No, not originally wanted, who I thought I was talking to online.
Yeah.
Two aspects of
That's
that.
funny.
So let's cut this.
I'll cut it when it's like, it's only a minute.
For only a minute. Because we played this twice now, right?
Kitchener's favorite,
It just repeats itself, which could be annoying.
all day.
Because for those that access the website, right, it's over and over.
July 8th, 2012.
I'll pay attention to Thunderstruck in a bit here.
The Moose Lodge in
Now,
Kitchener.
what is the
On
website?
sale now.
For the station or for our show?
For
the show.
For the show, right now we don't have a website. But
Facebook.
we're on Facebook. However, if first off, I'll send the corporate information to your Facebook account. What we have right now is I have a webpage set up at the actual station's website, which is basically soundfm.ca. So that's basically what we're sort of operating out of right now. We have our own Facebook group that we chat constantly about stuff that's going on. So, there we go.
Where does the stream come?
This particular stream is through ustream.tv. It's basically, again, I'll send this information via Facebook. It's www.ustream.tv/channel/separate, that's RCEHOPPE. And we have all our episodes on there, our interviews, and everything else like that. And they're pretty much in order from when we started to today's show.
Right.
Right now, we're on show 35. We've been running for almost 6-7 months now. We have a mandate that we're going to keep the show running for one full calendar year. So at show 52, because we broadcast every week, comes up, we're going to do a readjustment and see where we are with stuff and determine how far we want to see from that point forward. So along the way here, we're trying to find local talent, talk to as many movie stars as we possibly can at conventions we go to, promote different wrestling, different commercials within the city itself, plus on top of that, other cool things within the region itself. And because that, we're really carving out a very unique niche within the region, and we're hoping to keep growing with that, as well as the niches that we're working with, growing as well. Right now, we don't have a formal contract with TCW, but we are promoting them when we can, and we turn around for press passes to talk to talent and stuff like that. That's our synergy for what's going on.
Great.
So that's us. Ta-da! Ryan is our technician behind the counter there. I'm just the brainchild of the show. Put it all together. That's right. Remember, you were a guest once upon a time, Mr. Kennedy.
Where was the other original co-host today?
You're talking about Farley, the man who's going to school full time, working full time,
Apparently having a kid.
and expecting a child. Yeah, he's in a land of. He's in that zone now, man. But however, he's a good kid. Did I mention I talked to him recently? No? Oh, I've met up with him. I think it was last
in person?
Thursday. Yep, in person.
Oh.
The thing is that he looks tired. He honestly looks tired. So, but he's doing what I think is right, so. You know what I mean?
Doesn't want to come come out for a guest appearance on the show? All right.
Especially when you're expecting a child. He's going to work every hour you possibly can, or every second you possibly can. So.
Fine.
But however, you know, that's kind of where we're at with stuff.
You get start match as a foundation.
Well, it should be interesting how things move to this point, because again, the thing is that one of the uniquest shows within the region, and it should be interesting how the region itself hopefully starts really taking us seriously, and start inviting us to things and stuff like that. Because again, we've talked to a lot of talent within the industry for a small show such as this. We talked to Nikki Payne, Brett Butt, we talked to Nick Cole as well. We also talked to pretty much anyone we can talk to. Our last convention that we went to, which was the Niagara Falls Comic Con, we talked to Leafy Lennon Cochran, which was really cool. We're trying to get an interview with Brett Harper, but just showed up too late for it, unfortunately. Virgil wouldn't talk to us, which is very unfortunate because he's a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
So capturing that on the air would have been absolutely fantastic, but it just didn't work.
Well, I was at Wrestle Reunion a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Maybe a couple months ago.
Less than a minute.
Okay. For less than a minute there. Yep.
I'm a big name. I agree. One of the big names that I enjoyed interviewing the most was Jeff Hardy.
Cool. That would be really cool stuff. How long to air? How long to air?
Are we on the air?
No, how long to air?
10 seconds.
Perfect. Alright, so we'll hop right into it. This is our wrestling segment, and we'll go to movies.
Everyone, we're back.
Woo! We're back live. But before we go into anything else, let's pay us a couple of bills here. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us on the weekly Trending Fandom Show, being broadcast through CKMS, Sound FM, 100.3 on the FM dial. Plus, on top of that, if you want to keep trending with us, you can do as such by dropping Mr. Kennedy a quick tweet at Ryan_Kennedy. Plus, on top of that, if you want to stop by the station's website, you can do as such by going to www.soundfm.ca. Plus, on top of that, on the Rogers Network, which is 946. On the Ustream, you can see us live, hello, at www.ustream.tv/channel/receptive. That's RCEHOPPE. Plus, on top of that, we seem to have some sort of Facebook group available as well at the Weekly Trending Fandom. And
like us on
that's
Facebook.
right. Like us, love us.
Facebook.com Weekly Trending Fandom.
Yep. And on top of that, trend with us with Mr. Kennedy's account, which is Ryan_Kennedy. Plus, on top of what we mentioned before, joined before our break, that we're giving away 2 tickets to TCW's Heroes. That's coming up on July 8th at the Moose Lodge. And I believe the ring bell starts at 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. Ish.
I believe that it starts at 3.
Believe 3?
Yeah.
Last time it started at 1, didn't it?
Yes.
Am I getting confused with one card with the other card?
Yeah.
Probably.
There were some changes made.
Oh, I gotcha. And hopefully there were happy changes. So anyway, as I said before, we also have our special guest in today, which is Anthony Solomon. And he's here giving us the insight and the lowdown what's happening at TCW. So we're glad to have him on the show.
Again, nice to be here.
Thank you very much. Glad you stopped by. Glad you found out what we are. A little hidden bat cave of radio-ness within the region.
Yeah, as long as I have my tie on, I'm good to go.
For sure. Before we wrap things up, why don't you tell us about your gimmick, what you're wearing, other stuff like that. Tell us about you.
Oh, okay. Without pulling back the curtain too much and providing the fans with some intrigue, how this character got started is a couple years ago, my cousins actually referred to me as Anthony Sullivan, the guy from the OxyClean commercials.
Okay.
Because he stated that I love to talk a lot. And growing up, I used to go to a private school, and I hated private school. Because you wore uniforms like this.
Tie?
Yes, with tie.
Wow.
And I hated uniforms. I hated private school because it was private school,
Yeah.
and I kind of wanted
Too
to get
strict.
away from that.
Pretty strict.
Yes, it was strict. A lot
Strictly
of,
strict or just so strict?
there wasn't too much social activity.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
I mean, luckily I didn't go to an all boys school, but
It was co-ed
yeah, it was co-ed, but
with women.
with
with-
women,
With
but
the women.
luckily.
You know.
Yeah.
with the private school that I went, we had rules not to converse with the women too much,
Dig it.
because
Did you break them?
It could be
Did you break it?
fatal.
Dig it.
But
Could be fatal as they bring you into the forest and put a bullet in your head and let the forest animals eat you alive.
I imagine they wanted you to focus on your studies. That was a priority.
yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't want me fraternizing with girls all
Dig it.
that while I was trying to study.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate for me,
Yeah.
but life moves on and life goes on.
True. All right. So basically, when we went to school, shirt, tie, jacket. I'm assuming.
Yes, I did have a jacket, but I left it at home today.
Ah, well, it's a hot day out. It's also been raining on and off, so totally understandable in the shape and form. All right. So again, about your character, how did you manage to mold this fantastic word craft, this particular entity?
That's an interesting question. And how I started to mold this craft is that I began to watch a lot of promo work from the Genius,
Mm-hmm.
Lanny Poffo, and Superstar Billy Graham.
Cool.
And the reason I did that is because I'm a big proponent in slam poetry,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoy reciting slam poetry. And I started to watch promos from Lanny Poffo and Superstar Billy Graham, and they reminded me of what it was like to recite a slam poem.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just an interesting way to showcase your talents verbally.
Yeah.
So I decided to, incorporate that into a little bit of my character, and it's worked so far.
That's cool. That's cool. So again, how long you been with TCW overall?
I started March 29th
Okay.
at a small show back then. It's a Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
I started with Topher Whiteman,
Mm-hmm.
and Jeff brought me in there as kind of a side project because I was doing a project for my journalism program at Conestoga College.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, I guess Topher liked the way I talked, and he liked me so much that Jeff brought me back. And after that, Jeff's like, yeah, you're going to be a main feature on the show, and we need someone to pal up with Topher. So I'm like, yeah, I love to talk, I love wrestling, so it seemed like a perfect fit.
That sounds absolutely fantastic.
So an opening at the announce booth gave you your opportunity, your big break.
Yes. Because the infamous one, Jay Moore, actually stepped into a managerial position.
Ah.
It's not easy. They're
Now, unfortunately, most of the audience, we don't get to hear what you guys say at the announce booth, but I hear you guys have been recording it for future DVD releases?
Yes.
Okay.
We do record our stuff for DVD release. We have cameramen, we have audio recorders, and we have headsets. And one of the ways I practice my commentary is I rewatch old DVDs that we've done so that I can practice my commentary and get better each and every time.
Cool.
And how would you say the chemistry is between you and Topher versus him and Jay Moore? Because, of course, you had Jay being kind of the heel, and then Topher being, the face, and now we have you two. So how does the chemistry between you and Topher have worked out so far?
I definitely think there was great chemistry between Jay and Topher.
Because you have that clashing, controversy that they bring, right?
Yeah.
One's they're kind of arguing with it. One's cheering for the face. One's cheering for the heel.
Yeah, I think they have definitely good chemistry wherever they go, whether it be Neo Spirit shows or TCW.
We actually bumped into those two at the Niagara Falls Comic Con. They were running around doing interviews, as we were as well.
The way I see it, I see it like they're an old married couple that just bicker back and forth.
Nah, dig it.
They have great chemistry. They bring a lot to the profession, and they're great storytellers.
Yep.
Now, usually one person at the announce table gets the role of color commentary, and the other gets the role as the play-by-play man. Which would you say your role is?
My role is color commentator.
Okay.
Cool. All right then. So basically, we'll move on to our other segments that we have on the go here. If you're welcome to hang out in the studio with us as we punch through our last little stuff here. And one of the few things we're going to jump into is our movie segment. Lots of movies taking place. I'm assuming you've seen a couple of movies in the last couple of weeks there.
Yeah, I've seen a couple in my time.
Anything really, really recent?
The Amazing Spider-Man looks phenomenal.
Don't get me started, Amazing
I think
Spider-Man.
so too. Me being a Spider-Man fan,
it
doesn't matter,
dig it.
who plays Spider-Man,
As-
Peter Parker.
As I said
It was
before,
like,
I'm
it was
not
a good
looking
film.
forward towards the new Spider-Man movie that's coming out. But however, we'll get more of that later on. I'll
Although
talk
my
about
one
this
little
in
beef, just from reactions, is I'm getting a lot of people ask me, who is the Lizard? I've never seen him before.
Well, if you haven't seen the Lizard or know a lot about the actual Spider-Man mythos, it's kind of difficult to get into overall. But however, one of the few things I really like to talk about is the top 5 movies that took place over the weekend. As I said before, we always go from 5 to 1. And coming in number 5 is Madagascar, which came in at $11.8 million. Number 4, just opened up this weekend, of course, is Madison's Witness Protection Program that came in at a cool $26.4 million. Number 3 is Brave at $43 million. Number 2 is Like Magic, which is $29.2 million. And the number 1 movie, of course, which I'm hoping to see maybe tonight if I'm lucky, is Ted, that came in at $54.1 million. Also, to move forward to movie news as well, it's what they call the Avengers news, is that the Avengers has joined the 600 million club and joined the ranks as Avatar and Titanic. And it seems to be keep moving up the ladder from there because it's still in the top 10, which is absolutely fantastic because the Avengers are a movie I liked a lot. And also on top of that, Spider-Man, as we mentioned before, does open up this weekend. And also on top of that, basically we also have this new movie coming from Quentin Tarantino, which is called The Man with the Iron Fists. A new preview just opened up recently. It looks absolutely fantastic. I saw the preview this weekend, and my goodness, if you haven't had a chance to see it again. Basically, this is from Quentin Tarantino, and it is The Man with the Iron Fist. Again, really cool. And in other news, we have Walt Disney Animated has confirmed its first Marvel team-up, which is called the Big Hero 6, which is in development. It will be the very first Marvel / Disney animation feature that they're releasing. No due date for that particular project as of yet. Also on top of that, A&E has basically listed 10 episodes of this fantastic new TV show called The Bates Hotel, which is of course based off of Alfred Hitchcock's classic Psycho. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this one come out from A&E. Plus on top of that, on a very sad note, unfortunately, Andy Griffin has passed away at the tender age of 86, and that unfortunately just happened this morning, which is very, very much unfortunate. Yep. So he's an icon within the media.
It happened just this morning?
This morning.
Wow.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate, but however, as they say, the show still goes on. So, so basically, from your perspective, Anthony, have you seen any movies lately at all, anything else like that?
Well, what I can tell you is that I'm looking forward to seeing Ted. I love the dichotomy of Seth MacFarlane.
Yep.
And of course, Mark Wahlberg, I believe.
Yep, Marky Mark, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Normally, I'm not a big fan of Family Guy, but
Yeah.
as as soon as I heard that Mark Wahlberg was going to be in it, and I saw the previews for it, I'm like, I have to see this.
For sure, I'm in the exact same boat as well. How about you, Mr. Kennedy?
Definitely, I heard it's very successful in the box office. Beat out The Hangover for its record-breaking, as a R-rated comedy in the summer.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm definitely interested in seeing it sometime down the road. But I think right now,
Maybe see it
first
online,
up-
perhaps.
I know the first thing on my priority list is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man to
Dang
watch
it.
in theaters.
Well, that's coming out this weekend, so it should be
Yeah,
interesting
it
how that
actually
works
came
out.
yesterday.
It came out yesterday.
Apparently there was a screening of it yesterday in a few select theaters, I guess. So.
Really? Okay, well, that's cool. I just know it's coming out this weekend, so it
Yeah.
should be interesting how it spins its little web. Again, not a big fan of the new Spider-Man film, but however, we'll see exactly what it all has to say and done. I really can't smash it too much unless if I've seen it, so obviously that's going to be a priority on
Let
my
me
list.
just
to see.
ask you, why aren't you a big fan of the music?
Just because, first off, I don't like the costume design. Second of all, one of the few things about the Spider-Man mythos is that they plan to be talking more about Peter Parker's relationship with his parents, and supposedly his parents are somehow involved with him becoming Spider-Man in the first place, which actually brings away from the whole aspect of the of the actual canon itself.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, when Sam Raimi took over as director, he brought a lot of new, innovative ideas forward, such as having the mutation of the actual spider bite going more than just spider sense and so forth, which
Right.
bring a fresh new angle to it. Plus, on top of that, when Sam Raimi signed off on the Spider-Man project, his big bad villain was the Lizard. And of course, the people at Universal weren't too happy with that. They really wanted to push through with Venom, and there was a huge fight between Sam Raimi and the actual studio for what supervillain they'd be using. And on top of that, they spent the last 2 movies building up towards this epic battle. So the thing is that now, since Sam Raimi's off the project, they're rebooting the whole franchise from start, and I don't think it's fair that they're using the Lizard right off the bat, because again, the man put a lot of time and energy of actually cultivating this actual storyline, and it just went down the pooper once Venom was introduced. So I wasn't happy at all with that. Plus, on top of the new costume design they currently have out as well, he's wearing these little silver slippers around his spidey feet, which I don't think is cool, plus a silver cog piece. And on top of that, if you really look at Spider-Man's costume, is actually his headgear. His eyes are gold versus silver or white, which again is branching more away from the whole mythos itself. And usually, I'm pretty, as a gamer, I fear change, but however, at the same time, I do welcome it. But the actual changes they're making, I really don't like. And at the same time, here, as far as I know, a lot of the critics that I follow through online and also through physical print are basically saying this is not really a good movie. But however, the thing that it comes down to should be the fans will determine this is a good movie or not. Because remember, when Sam Raimi did say, hey, well, they're not going to have web shooters, he's going to actually come out of his forearm, a lot of people were against that. But after a while, people seemed to like it and it seemed to work out fine. At the same time, Marvel actually changed this whole comic line to fit the Sam Raimi vision. And I thought it was a very interesting change. But however, we'll see exactly what's going on.
Perfect. What do you think about Christopher Nolan?
I think Christopher Nolan is cool. I like Christopher Nolan. How about you?
About Batman: The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one too.
Very excited.
Coming out this summer, like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it should be interesting how that works out. All to itself.
Blockbuster.
Who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman, and why?
Oh, well, that's a very interesting question. When it comes down to it, I think Spider-Man would win, just because he's more agile than Batman. He's got the Spider-Man sense going on as well. As Batman has more toys, and of course Batman's main superpower is money, because he happens to be Bruce Wayne as well. I think that Spider-Man would win that one. But however, the funny thing is we're also talking about the Dark Knight, who's also gone up a mano versus the Predator himself. So by saying that should be interesting. But it really comes down to it. I don't know. I'm changing my mind now.
I think Spider-Man would win.
You think Spider-Man would win?
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I would pull for Batman. Just the way he's been built up in the Christopher Nolan movies.
For sure. And also on top of that, Batman does have a lot of fighting strategies as well, different from his martial arts. He travel around the world like King and Kung Fu. and learn different forms of martial arts. So basically, I think on a pure physical fight, I think Batman would win, but at the same time,
Spider strength, though.
yeah, exactly, and also the agility that Spider-Man has as well. Plus on top of this, you got more ranged weapons, which is basically spider webs.
Yeah.
So the thing is that but Batman has all of his toys you can rely on.
Spider-Man's been pretty good at making toys too, because technically in some versions he did make the web shooters.
Yeah.
He has made little beacons to follow people.
Yeah.
So he's a smart guy himself, right?
Yeah.
He's done a lot of.
It would be an interesting team up / fight. That's for sure. So here's one for you. Who would win, Captain America or Batman?
I think
Well,
that's a more interesting fight.
Yeah.
Going at it.
very interesting question.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go with Batman because man-made inventions from Captain America are sometimes faulty,
Mhm.
whereas Batman has, like you say, the Taekwondo or the martial arts.
Mhm.
Plus, he has millions of dollars.
It's right. He's got the money. Now, to let you know that this was a loaded question because I know exactly who would win in a fight like this. Reason being is that back a couple of years ago they had Marvel versus DC, and one of the big fights was Captain America versus Batman. And what happened was that Batman led Steve Rogers into the sewers, where Captain America could use his shield effectively, and of course Batman had all of his toys he could throw at Rogers constantly. So it wasn't really fair in that aspect. Whatever the thing is that Batman gassed the snot of Steve Rogers, and
Batman, I
that
would
was
think
it.
would win the fight because Steve Rogers is a bit of a simpleton in a way.
Simpleton!
In a way, he's kind of like gung ho. He'll run into a fight without thinking first.
Yeah.
Because he's brave, but
But the thing
more
is that-
bronze and brains.
For sure, but at the same time, that they both have equivalent to actual fighting styles because
Yeah,
Steve Rogers.
super soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
Super soldier. He has that strength behind
Mhm.
him. If he gets him in his arms, he could definitely
Yeah,
pound
exactly.
him into mush.
Exactly.
But I think Batman would know a lot of counters to get out of those
The
sticky
counter for the
situations.
counter, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
again,
definitely
he's-
have to have a battle strategy. I think.
For sure. So I'm going to punch through the rest of the stuff I have here quite quickly. In comic news, you guys ever heard of a movie called Kick-Ass by chance?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Kick-Ass has a character called Hit Girl, and Hit Girl just recently released a comic book. Started a comic book series, and within the first and second printing, they did over 70,000 copies, which is absolutely fantastic in today's
awesome.
exactly. So it should be interesting how Hit Girl moves forward from this particular aspect. Plus, on top of that, Catgirl is relaunching / rebirthing its Witchblade / Darkness comic that just came out recently. Reason for this is that they plan to be launching a Darkness movie, so it should be interesting in order to bring this storyline forward. Plus, on top of that, August 8th, you guys have a movie called Scott Pilgrim by chance?
Yes.
Perfect. Basically, as you guys know, it's based off of a very popular comic series, and what's happening is that they're re-releasing Scott Pilgrim in a hardbound graphic novel, and it's all going to be colorized. So all those people who watch and read Scott Pilgrim in black and white, will be able to see it again within full color. And
Fantastic.
basically people at Oi Press are very excited about this, and the creator of Scott Pilgrim is also very excited for this as well. Plus, on top of that, comics to keep an eye on as well is Spawn 221, Hack and Slash issue 17, Epic Kill issue 3, Fanboys vs. Zombies issue 4. If you notice there's a theme there, hopefully you guys can figure it out and tweet us over at Ryan_Kennedy if you've seen the connection from
Use
those
the
four comics.
hashtag.
That's
Weekly
right.
Trending Fandom.
You got it, man. You got it. And just to wrap things up here really quickly, in cartoon news, the Toronto Animation Arts Festival, known as TAFE, is underway this weekend in Toronto at the Belleville Light Box. And their main guest they have up is John Kay. You guys may recognize this individual from a little cartoon called Ren and Snippy. And all the information you can find out at TAIF.com. So more information with that. Plus, on top of that, Teletoon has announced its Cartoon Network and Adult Swim full schedule. So that should be pretty cool. Plus, on top of that, Tom Hanks is releasing a new feature called Electric City. And the cool thing behind this is that it's going to be released online. So should be interesting how that works out. And there's an individual named Jesse Cruton Martin who is basically been sentenced to 11.5 years for basically posting online threats towards the South Park creators over the over what they've done in the last little while, and yeah, should be interesting where he's going to be in 11.5 years from now, if the show will still be on the air or not.
Now, what's his argument?
Basically, remember when South Park did what was it? It was called the Super Cool Guys or Super Friends or something like that, where they had all the different gods, which also included one Arabian god that we don't talk about too much just because we may be blown up in the actual studio. But however, they played with that aspect, and a lot of people did not like that. And basically, they were served death threats online, which is something you really don't want to do, especially with an online community. So the thing was is that they got charged effectively, and what it really comes down to is that you can't threaten people online, because if you do, you go to jail. And I think that's the whole point behind that.
That's it's gonna be interesting to see how it pans out.
Oh yeah, it should be very interesting. So basically,
Do you know
that's-
what's happening this weekend, Recepid?
there's lots of stuff happening this
Yes.
weekend.
But it's an opportunity to come out and see your two favorite stars of the Weekly Trilogy Fandom show.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, there's a little convention called Polaris taking place in Markham.
Polaris. Yes,
That's right.
Polaris 26 happening this weekend, 6 to the 8th, at the Sheridan Parkway, Toronto North, location at 600 Highway 7 in Richmond
Polaris
Hill.
26.
Number 26.
Yeah.
Formerly known as Toronto Trek.
That's right.
So a whole celebration of science fiction, astronomy, and
Do you happen to know the guests that happen to be in the show? Mr.
yeah, I
Kennedy?
have a few guest lists here. We have Neil Grayston, Tony Mdola, J.G. Hertzler.
And their special guests known as
We have
Will
Will
Wheaton.
Wheaton. Will
There you
Wheaton's gonna
go.
be there. Everyone knows him from like The Big Bang
Wheaton.
Theory, and of
Yeah,
course
you know
Star
who
Trek
Will
is
is?
the Next
You
Generation.
know what character you played?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wesley Crusher.
Yes.
The little snot-nosed kid that knew way too much for his own good.
Mhm.
But however, he's now been cemented in Star Trek Americana.
Yeah.
Forever and ever, he will always be known as Wesley Crusher. So yeah,
So
more
that's happening this weekend.
Yep.
And but for those that want to check out a different convention in 2 weeks, on July 14th to 15th at the Sheridan Toronto Airport Hotel and Conference Center is Atomic Lollipop,
Yep.
which is basically just a festival of anything. I mean, there's going to be midway rides, fireworks, pancakes. Lots
I
of
heard
waving.
free pancakes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
And fireworks.
and fireworks
Boom!
too. Exactly. Carnival rides, dancing, video games, everything. Just is a convention to just having fun. So
And
that's,
if I'm not mistaken, there's another convention happening this month as well.
and there's one more, yes,
Yeah.
that I wanted to point out, which is
Yeah.
Con Bravo,
Yeah.
happening July 27th to the 29th
Yep.
in the Holiday Inn in Burlington, Ontario.
Yep.
So of course their guest of honor
Video game nerd.
being, yes,
They got the nerd.
James
Bring
Wolfe,
in the nerd.
the angry video game nerd,
Yep.
along with the nostalgic critic Doug Walker.
And a bunch of other YouTube superstars. So that convention should be very interesting.
Definitely
To go
one exciting convention month in July. So hey, come on down, and you never know, you might just bump into these two guys known as Mr. Kennedy and Recepid,
That's right.
hosts of the Weekly Trilogy Fandom Show. Just come
That's
say
right.
hello.
And it'd be cool to have you there. And also
Yeah.
remember, keep in mind, folks, that also TCW is happening this weekend on Sunday, July 8th. Ring bell time, 3 o'clock. More information can be found at what's the website there?
TCW Kitchener.
That's right.
.com. Yeah, if you make it out, make sure to say hello to Anthony Sullivan.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll be greeting the fans as they come in.
For sure, for every fan that buys a ticket, if they request an autograph, I will gladly sign
There
it.
you
Free
go.
autographs, plus until that, speaking of free, we do have a pair of tickets we're giving away for free. Just basically tweet us at Ryan_Kennedy and basically just tell us who your TCW, Anthony Darko, superstar / wrestler is, and we'll give you away some tickets.
Yes. We'll get in contact with the winners, and you'll receive a free pair of tickets to TCW Heroes this Sunday.
Yep. Sounds a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of things going on, Mr. Candy.
Yes,
So
we're
anyways,
excited month.
Yep. Speaking
And
of such,
we'll let you know first about it here on Weekly Trendy Fandom Show.
that's right. And speaking of such, we're going to conclude our time here. Thank you very much for coming in, Mr. Anthony.
Thank
We
you very much.
appreciate.
Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, good to have
Hope
you
you
on
come
the
back
show.
in the future.
Yep.
Oh, anytime.
And on top of that, things like that, thank you very much for listening to us today, and also thank you, Mr. Kennedy, for keeping us out of trouble and making sure that we're recording properly. And again, the weekly Twin Venom Show broadcasts through CKMS, Sound FM 100.3 every Tuesday from 12 until 2. Plus, on top of that, if you want to find more information about Sound FM, you can do such by using your favorite internet search browser and basically jumping in www.soundfm.ca. And my name is Mr. Sepid, Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week!
Big stuff.
Alright. Anyways, folks, that's number 35 in the can.